We're all amazed and stunned. Can't really believe in a society that seems dedicated to keeping people out of prison that we're putting a young man who's in a good job and is no danger to society away. I just find it incredible.
It was more than just a shock to Everton's system. Duncan Ferguson's prison sentence was unprecedented. The first time a player had been jailed for an on-the-pitch incident. What's more, the Scottish FA upheld his 12-match ban for the same offence.
Hung up for Ferguson. And he's in!
Things haven't been the same without him. Handicapped by Duncan's absence, so much depended on Paul Rideout. At Bolton, he scored one of the goals of the season. Par none so far. The second competition on This Is Everton provides a very tasty six-pack.
And he got behind Lawrence from there, did Sharp! What a fantastic goal!
Duncan's replacement? Well, not quite. We'll see if the chairman has an eye for goal. When the going gets tough, no one's better equipped than Barry the Boyo. His work rate and timing have come to the rescue on numerous occasions. And there'll be a complete roundup of all the goals since our last edition, this perhaps the most valuable.
Graham Stewart, Everton have scored a crucial first goal.
It's not been the greatest chapter in Everton's recent history, but the club's ambitions are still in orbit, and you better believe it. Duncan's presence alone will have an uplifting effect. The fans' favourite and a powerful dressing room influence. Looks can be deceiving.
We had still hoped that Duncan would have been available by now. In fact, he was due to play in the A-team the week that he, lost his freedom. But there's been just too many changes, and let's hope that very soon things settle down and we get on our way again.
We started the City Ground back in September, and Everton's assault on Nottingham Forest's record-breaking unbeaten run in the Premiership. Craig Short making his league debut. In contrast, it was Neville's 500th. 2 saves he'll remember with pride, and yet instantly want to forget.
Usually back to Little, but slightly to his weaker side. Stone. Bart Williams to bend it in. Lee! Ross saved by Southall. Still in play. Bolton over the line. Forest have forced the goal here. Wone accomplished on the left. Roy lets it run on the call from Stone. Lee, can he reach it? He can. Jason Lee, 2-0.
Well, that's a goal of the highest quality, from start to finish.
And McCatchy, he's in again. Crossley saves, it's Paul Rideout following in. And McCatchy, Rideout. Crossley gets it over the bar. Grant to take the free kick. Small reclaim by Joe Parkinson. Grant, Paul Parkinson. And McCatchy. Grant against the bar. It looked for a second as though it was going to drop in. Keppel has given away the corner. Forest hope it doesn't mean giving away a goal. But it does. Paul Rideout.
There it is. I said it was crazy. And they've really paid dearly for a bad decision from Steve Chettle.
Stone. Ian Wone lines it up. And Forest lead by 2 clear goals again. Ian Wone.
The thing that Joe Royal will be seething about is conceding 2 minutes after clawing their way back into the game. But since the one goal, they've looked fairly comfortable at the back, Forest.
Grant has got past Phillips. And they've got another one back. It's Paul Rideout again.
Kiss of death from me. They've looked comfortable all right until Tony Grant just skipped past David Phillips. Real good wing play. No, it's not. Real good wing play.
Poor. Ferguson going in. It was Rideout who put it into the danger area, first of all, with a powerful header. Barlow! Touched over by Crossley. Forest still lead, but only just.
Everton coming so close to salvaging a point, with Tony Grant once again giving us a glimpse of the bright future which lies in front of him. But it was Paul Rideout's ability to find space by pulling away from congested areas which brought the £500,000 striker from Rangers another couple of goals. He strikes a mean golf ball off the tee as well. Left-handed, you'll notice. Goals and golf and versatility.
Well, he can do a bit of everything, Paul, or a lot of everything. He's a tremendously good finisher. He's good in the air. He's mobile and a fit boy. He gets about. He went into midfield at Bolton and played as well as any of our midfield players. I'm told he can play centre-half as well. Signs of an all-round footballer. Now, Paul Rideout's been a big bonus since I've been at the club.
Gaffer's done well for us. He appreciates what I do for the team, and I mean, so do the teammates have been good as well. So I just a new lease of life since the Gaffer's come here. He appreciates forwards. He knows their jobs, and if you do it well, he gives you praise. At the same time, if you don't do it, you know the other side as well.
No, it's not a David Ledbetter video or anything else of that nature. This is a one-off, Everton's striking years. Joe Royle gave Paul a copy and told him to study the technique of one player in particular.
Acres of space for him, 2 men to cross to. Latchford! What a glorious goal!
Oh, and Latchford all on his own. And he's got it. Bob Latchford. Oh, well.
Basically, it's just saying about getting across defenders and getting in front of defenders, like Bob Latchford used to do. He said he wasn't the best player, but inside the box, he was one of the best he's seen.
On by Ferguson. Oh, and Rideout's charged it down here, and there's his reward.
Oh, and they got him free right out. And he scored.
The homework certainly paid off. Paul actually achieved more than Bob Latchford as a centre-forward on centre stage.
Oh, off the crossbar and out from Stewart. And then in. Right out.
People say, oh, that's a good, accurate header. I mean, I didn't aim to put it in the corner. I aimed to hit the target and get as much power as I could. I mean, it was dead in the air. And basically it was just to keep it straight and hit the target. Unfortunately for me, it just went in the only space that was available.
How did you celebrate that night? What were you doing? Did all the players stay together?
Yeah, it was good really. I mean, we had a great function in the evening. We all came back to a hotel in London.
Did you sing?
No, I can't sing. I mean, I am a poor singer. That's why I haven't been to the Christmas party. You're supposed to sing a song if you're a new player, and I still haven't done it yet. So I might do it this year if I can get.
What could you sing?
I can't sing anything.
Show me the way to go home, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Clear the place.
Yeah.
Paul wouldn't have been alone in singing the blues over 12 months ago, but in that period, no one's got a better scoring record for the club. However, the search for reinforcements is constant, and with Duncan Ferguson top of the popularity charts, Paul's aware the standards he set must be maintained.
Does it worry you, all this praise you're getting? Do you ever sort of stop and think, hang on a minute here?
I'm not stupid. I mean, I know the Gaffer's got a job to do, and at the end of the day, reading in between the lines, he's still going to go for a big striker. And when Big Dunk comes back, I could be seen to be sitting on the sidelines, but he's sort of sweet-talked me by saying, oh, he's played in midfield, he's played centre-half, so virtually, I mean, I'd agree with him, I'll play anywhere to play a game, but no, I mean, as long as he looks after me like he is, I'm not going to moan.
Final one, how's your golf?
I need lessons. I desperately need
How
lessons.
do you rate in the pecking order in the club here?
Well, they say Vinny's top man and Graham Stewart behind him. It's only because they play every week. But no, I need serious lessons. And I've just found myself a professional who plays left-handed, so I should be all right.
Only Paul and the big man, Neville Southall, have been ever present to date, which really underlines the extent of Joe Royle's problems when it comes to rediscovering the stability and continuity which proved so effective last season. It wasn't pretty stuff at Millwall, but it really is.
Onside, here's Kerry Dixon. And across the foot. Oh, and Southall makes an astonishing save there from Lee McRoberts. And from one of his own defenders too, I fancy. play there by Grant. Samway's playing it on again. Grant is kept up with the attack. Plays the ball in now for Amakachi. And Keller threw himself brilliantly. It's a goal kick. But a great ball played in there for Amakachi. Hinchcliffe will take it. Millwall under pressure here. Knocked in by a ride out. That post was guarded by the Millwall defence. Samways, Amakachi. And ride out just wide. Good slick bit of play there by Everton. Samway's involved, Amakachi playing it back in the end, and right out rifling that drive a yard wide.
And now the supporters' soapbox, the chance to air your views on Nice One Gladys.
The goal that stands out in my mind is the Andy King goal that settled a derby match.
It's got to be Dave Dixon's. I don't know who it was against. All I remember is him going up in the air, covered in blood, knocking the ball in.
Graham Stewart's chip against Blackburn.
The Graham Sharp derby winner at Anfield. Superb goal.
I think the most memorable one was, Trevor Stevens' goal against Bayern Munich.
I might have to go back about 35 years for that, I'm afraid. Alex Young against Coventry.
Well, unfortunately, technology doesn't enable us to go back far enough to wallow in the nostalgic days of the Golden Vision, Dixie Dean or Tommy Lawton. But from more recent times, we've selected 6 of the best. Select your number 1, starting with the pick of our archive material.
Everton buzzing around with much more purpose than they were doing, covering the gaps, making it almost impossible for Wednesday to create space, and now a great chance of that mistake by Jerry Young. It's Liverpool, and it's the third goal. Oh, what a saving it for Jerry Young.
Pejic, Dobson, Thomas. Acres of space for him, 2 men to cross to. Latchford! What a glorious goal!
Dobson is in there. It's going to fall for Andy King. Oh, yes, he's got it! Andy King has scored!
It's Ratcliffe who found himself on that side. Heath has pushed forward. Sharp! Oh, my goodness! You won't see a better one than that!
Reid. Stevens. Looking for Sharp. And he got behind Lawrence and there did Sharp! What a fantastic goal! I haven't seen a goal quite like that in a Merseyside derby for years. Bracewell. On again for Reid. Well played. Reid's cross, Gray! What a fantastic goal!
So take your pick and take a chance. And if you select the same one as Joe Royle, then you'll be in the running for 2 of the best seats in the house at a forthcoming match at Goodison. Just send your entries to This Is Everton, Volume 1, No. 2, Commercial Department, Everton Football Club, Liverpool, L4 4EL.
West Ham team being urged on by their fans. They're playing this typical short, sharp football. Breaker, the overlapping fullback. It's a good cross. And the referee's given a penalty. Craig Short can't believe it. And he's not entirely clear why the referee has pointed to the spot. Tony Cottee was pointing to Craig Short's hand. Somebody else was saying he was pulling. Neither looked like a grave offence. Dix just beats Neville Southall. And West Ham take the lead somewhat fortuitously. Now Grant stealing the ball. Players to his left, players to his right. Which way does he go? This is Samways. Oh, yes! Picks his spot beautifully. Vinny Samways greets the fans. That's the end where the Everton fans were congregated. A lesser man could have passed on responsibility, but he chose the spot just inside the post and it paid off. Totti right in the thick of things. Now Bishop, now Lazaridis, who goes down. And El Barrett is said to have given away a penalty. Two controversial penalty decisions in the first half by Mr. Durkin. Now Julian Dix, will he make it 2 out of 2? He does. Same spot, same result. Great ball by Grant, asking a lot of El Barrett. Hasn't got the ball, but he'll keep chasing. Now Barrett gets it played to him. Looking in the area himself. Oh, just off target from Joe Parkinson. There's a snapshot which could have gone either way. Martin gets himself in a bit of a tangle, and Amakachi wasn't far off. Horn, good pass, good movement from Everton. Searching for this second goal. Beautiful play by Anders Limpar, taking on the whole of the team. Now McCatchy, great save McCloskey, and again.
Results haven't gone the way we'd have liked them to have gone, considering the way we finished off last season, where the real fighting spirit in the team which got us out of trouble and helped us win the cup. We seem to have lost a bit of that at the moment, and we need to get back to basics and start to do the hard work again of chasing people around the pitch and making it difficult to play against.
Hello, I'm Jimmy Gabriel. I'm the reserve team manager here at Everton. Every day we're involved in training. Sometimes in the afternoon we'll bring them back in the afternoon and we'll do some individual stuff with them. Or they'll do some extra running and extra weight work in the afternoon. The players work very hard here. They don't get many rest days or rest afternoons. We work them very hard. We believe that they should be extremely fit and everything should be right for them going out in the park.
Well done, Mike. Well done, Michael.
This is our famous Everton chalkboard here. This is where we solve most of our problems. Obviously, the others have got to be solved out on the football pitch. But coaching-wise, we solve our problems. I think the senior players tend to feel that they know it all, and really they do. And you're just jogging their memory a little bit sometimes. I think young players will listen more, and the cleverer ones will pick it up and take it on board almost immediately. When I'm going to pick the reserve team, I'll go in and see Joe first and see what senior players he wants me to include in the team that evening, and then I'll pick from that. So I never play the same team twice. I can't remember ever since I've been here, and that's been about 5 years, playing the same team twice. Hey, Mary, reserve team squad for tonight. Okay, I've numbered them for you.
Okay, I'll do that for you right away.
Well, obviously the reserves are in good hands and in pretty good fettle as well. Any victory over Liverpool goes down a treat. Stuart Barlow scored the only goal, showing the sort of pace and composure that would damage any team at any level. His speed off the mark has never been in question. It gives him marvellous scoring chances, but whilst he's regularly on target in the reserves, the same can't be said of his first team opportunities. Much of it is down to bad luck, and when that starts to prey on your mind, anxiety takes over. Everton's other hero in the mini-derby has even less first-team experience. Goalkeeper Jason Kearden made a fabulous save from open play and then had to face a Mark Kennedy penalty. Kennedy against Kearden, and it was Jason who served up the night's helping of Special K. Well, just look how close it is in the Pontins League. 2 points separating the top 6. That win over Liverpool, moving Everton up to 5th. This season marked the club's return to Europe after 10 years. A satisfactory start, all things considered, with that 3-2 win in Iceland. Daniel Amakachi scoring very smartly. But they've been 10 long years, as a host of Premiership managers will testify. The return at Goodison was marred by a sickening injury to Amakachi. Nothing more sinister than a clash of heads, but Daniel was knocked cold and immediately rushed to hospital. Thankfully, it wasn't as serious as everyone feared. That was the major concern. At the time he was being stretchered off, Everton were a goal down.
real chance here for Danielson. They've scored.
Well, I don't believe football. I'll tell you, that's the beauty of this game. Look at the joy. Look at the joy.
Short, hit the post. Unsworth didn't hit anything. Johnson beaten by Unsworth. Benedictson tries the shot. There's a deflection and a wonderful save from Southall.
Well, that's what I mean about concentration. Now that save might just keep Everton in the European Cup in this cup. Again, the ball drops in. There's Akers there. There's no one near Benedictson. It hits Unsworth. It's going in, no doubt about that. And Neville's quickly able to adjust his position. Look at that.
Another chance for Everton to play a telling ball into the Reykjavik penalty area. Hinchcliffe. Right out. That's a terrific stop. It hit the post as well. The poor rider powered it goalwards. Barrett. It's a useful ball. Right out. Guided down for Stewart. Goal. Deflected in. Everton get a break. They'll feel a bit better now.
Well, he's had an incredible amount of possession, El Barrett. And he finally picks out a cross that Everton can fashion something. It's a really good cross, lots of bend in it. Good header from right out, no thought of going for goal.
Ebel from the veteran for his opposite number, Gudjonsson. Grant has nicked in here, great goal for Everton. The promise of Tony Grant, Grantana. They like to call him in the dressing room.
What a great run from John Ebro. Set it all up. Really forceful and positive run. Flicks it, Grant's inside the full-back. He's threatened from way out. But that's the difference when you get within 16, 17 yards and you're still striking him. May have been offside, very tight. But the quality of the shot was there for all to see.
Paul Rideout away for Everton. Not much support in the centre, so he checks for his own benefits. Well, it's fair reward for Rideout, and it's 3-1, just as it was 10 years ago against Bayern Munich in the last European game here.
Everton were more than delighted with the result. Gone are the days when any European match can be regarded as a formality. There's far too much evidence this season alone to argue otherwise. At the final whistle, Joe's immediate concern was for Daniel Amokachi and whether the night would be sweet and sour.
Having been unconscious for an awful long time, well over an hour, and we were getting seriously worried about him, he came round all of a sudden and walloped off a Chinese takeaway. So he was feeling an awful lot better later on last night, and everyone's mightily relieved. He'll be moving into a nursing home sometime this week and having a complete rest before we survey his situation again.
One of Goodison's most famous landmarks is St Luke's Church. For the Sunday visit of the Premiership leaders Newcastle, the kick-off was delayed by 45 minutes in order to accommodate that day's service conducted by the Reverend Harry Ross. For two reasons: so the congregation weren't disturbed, and so Reverend Ross could see the match.
Our family are red-hot Liverpudlians. I'm a blue-hot Evertonian. Everything about me is blue except my language.
You've seen the light, is that what you're saying?
I saw the light many years ago. I'm the blue sheep of the family.
And the colour scheme of the church, is that your design?
Well, we've got to have red because I'm afraid we've got red brick, so I'm told by the church architect everything's got to be red, which suits me as an Evertonian because we've got red carpets so you can walk on the reds, we've got red kneelers so you can kneel on the reds, and we've got red pew runners so you can sit on the reds. The only part of the church is not red, or two parts. My chapel, which is right next door to Everton, next door to the Holy of Holies, that's all in blue. My vestry, of course, is all in blue.
What about the congregation? I mean, are you allowed to be a Liverpool fan and come to this church?
Oh, yes, but we're still trying to convert them all, of course, and there's usually a bucket of blue paint ready to pour over those that wear red, just to annoy me. I often do a mixed wedding, of course, when somebody gets married to a Liverpudlian. I try to give them absolution, but it doesn't seem to work.
St Luke's, a source of divine inspiration for Evertonians, a glance and a prayer during troubled times in the hope of divine intervention. Not a bad place to watch the match from either, a very popular vantage point for sell-out games years ago.
I wished I had £1 for every person that's told me that's been up on my roof. We'd have a fortune, better than the lottery, I think.
They used to just climb up it?
Used to climb up on my church roof to go and watch the match because, of course, at one time they used to be able to see into the ground and get a free seat to watch the match. But about 20 years ago, a drunken fan, he got up there and couldn't get down. He was so drunk, and they had to get the fire brigade to bring the turntable ladder to get him off. And he hung onto the cross for dear life, which is a good parable, I suppose, in some ways, that he pulled it off, and we now got it stuck in the church garden because we couldn't get it back up again.
Good spec, as they say, isn't it?
It was a good spec, but it's nearer my God to thee, but I'm afraid they have to pay to get into the ground now. I've often been asked to open an executive box up on my church roof and make a few pounds for the church, but I'd rather be in watching them.
To his second goal in a week.
Well, it really is a magnificent effort, this from Grant. As the ball drops to him, he actually spots Hislop a good 4 or 5 yards off his line. Lovely little chip. Hislop is beaten, but it hits the crossbar.
Very quick thinking from the youngster. But Everton, having been under such early pressure, find themselves lifted through this man Grant. Wide out. Good try! Right out, bringing the best out of Hislop. And the Newcastle goal suddenly under all sorts of pressure.
Well, this shot surprised everyone in the ground, none more so than Hislop. He does what he has to, he gets a finger to it. He's rather relieved to see it go over the crossbar.
Hinchcliffe again with a corner. And Watson came in. Hislop should count himself a little lucky at the moment. Newcastle, of course, had a great start to last season. They led the table up until November. But while they were almost unbeatable at home, where Leeds were the only team to beat them, it was really away from home where their problems mounted. They lost 9 in total. Here comes Ferdinand. 1-0! Right out of the blue, Les Ferdinand completes his century of goals in English football. Stunning finish. Watson. Here's Ginola. David Ginola. Penalty given against Unsworth. And the Newcastle captain, Robert Lee, in the absence of Peter Beardsley, is the man with the responsibility for the penalty. And it's 2-0 to Newcastle United. Ferdinand. Gillespie. Here's Barton. And it's in! What an introduction for Paul Kitson. And the flag has stayed down and Limpar's through. Can he make his afternoon better? Yes! But only just. Hislop denied him originally, but Limpar made no mistake with the rebound.
Well, look, Newcastle complaining it was offside. Makes a mess of the first, good save. Fortunately, comes back for him, and slams the second in the back of the net.
Hopes of the Championship were fading. That was Everton's 4th successive league defeat. The expression on the players' faces reflecting the disappointment of finding themselves 14th in the table. But on the good news front, and after protracted negotiations and interest from Sheffield Wednesday, Matt Jackson signed a new contract.
I never wanted to leave, but at one stage it did look like I could possibly be going, and I had to sort of think, I've got a family now, and I had to think about those sort of things. But the manager was brilliant with me all along, honest, and told me everything that was happening, and it was just a matter of sorting out the various little pointers.
Must have been quite frustrating because you didn't play for quite a while at the start of the season, did you?
No, that's right. I think that was really to do with the fact that I hadn't signed, and I mean the manager said to me pre-season, there's no point in me playing you if you're going to be leaving, and that was the case all along really. So and as soon as I signed, you know, he was good enough to put me back in and give me another chance really.
He was back in the side for the Coca-Cola Cup second leg tie against Millwall. Goals from the first leg, but all that was to change. Along with the pattern of the game, Everton looked to be coasting.
Right out into Stewart. Well, they've two men up here, Limpar, and down he goes, penalty given. A lunge by Van Blurk, and Anders Limpar wins the penalty for Everton. It was such a stupid penalty to concede as well. He was going absolutely nowhere. Van Blurk does not complain, but Andy Hinchcliffe can win the tie now for Everton. This is Everton's chance, and Andy Hinchcliffe deposits the ball in the bottom corner. Everton are on their way. Right out, a lovely flick through here. Stewart could finish it, and Stewart scores the second for Everton. Beautifully taken by Graham Stewart. The tyres suddenly come alive in the early moments of the second half. They appreciate the goal. Joe Royle's side has suddenly found its touch, having struggled for so long. Over it comes. Here's Uwe Fuchs. And the chance is still here for Taylor, and a goal. His first ever. And Millwall get a goal back. And Neville Southall stood rooted to the spot, and they believe they're back in this game. But Millwall are prone to leave gaps, but through the middle goes Taylor again. He's got to hold off Barrett. He's done well, the substitute again there. And down he goes, and a penalty given for the challenge by Earl Barrett. And it's tit for tat here. Penalty at one end, penalty at the other. Earl Barrett can't believe it. Mr. Reid strong his opinion, he did not hesitate. Alex Ray will take Millwall's penalty, and remember it will make it 2-2, and away goals can be so critical in this competition. Ray, 2-2 it is! And how the tie has been turned on its head. Ablett was nearly caught. Now he hits the longer ball. Right out, there was no push, right out, Barlow's in the middle, surely now, oh, dearie me. Two were waiting in the middle, Horn had arrived, Barlow was there too, and right out smacked it straight at Casey Keller. Unsworth, good looking cross, right out, super stop from Casey Keller. What a save that was. Well, when Millwall went two behind, you couldn't really see them winning it, but they've come right back. They've just got to hold on now. Kerry Dixon takes it away into the corner. One to aim at. That's the youngster Taylor, and Taylor, a rasping goal, and that's going to be good enough maybe to carry Millwall through. Taylor onto Savage, one-on-one here. Savage might really round off Millwall's night. It's 4-2. Millwall are in the third round of the Coca-Cola Cup. Everton are out.
Duncan Ferguson loses his appeal against a 3-month jail sentence, so becoming the first footballer to be imprisoned for assaulting another player during the course of a match. Everyone connected with Everton were devastated.
The players are all stunned. I mean, they can't believe it. We all, when we signed Duncan on a permanent basis, we knew from the start that this was always in the background, but we were advised and strongly advised that there was little or no chance of it coming to this.
People have done worse things. You know, you just have to look at camp now for one. You know, what they're going to do Rob Jones for punching that player the other week. basically.
Disgusting, just making a show of the lad.
I think it's particularly bad because I work for the probation service and I know how other offenders are treated, and I thought it was particularly harsh. I think he should just have got community service, something like that.
Comparisons were made with Eric Cantona's punishment following his much publicised court case and appeal. Violent indiscretions by other players as well. It begs the question, was Scottish law too harsh on Ferguson by sending him from the appeals court to Barlinnie Jail in Glasgow? The SFA were also unrelenting over the 12-match suspension they imposed. In effect, Ferguson was being punished twice.
We've decided to move on to request a judicial review. We don't believe that people should be punished twice. I think the SFA would have been far better taking the original advice, and that was to wait to see what the courts handed down, decide how many matches he would then miss, and then decide after that how many matches to ban him for.
Without condoning his actions, it's difficult not to sympathise with Ferguson's ordeal. Your verdict was overwhelming in its support, judging by the number of entries to our first competition. Win the shirt off Duncan's back by answering the simple question, did he sign for Everton from Rangers or Celtic? Well, the answer, of course, was Rangers, and first out of the toffee tin, so to speak, was Karen Hignett of Tower Hill, Kirby. Duncan's autographed shirt is on the way, Karen. Fit again. Record signing Andrei Kanchelskis was back in the starting lineup at Bolton after being injured against his old club, Manchester United, at Goodison.
Makanespi to Schneekers. It's a good deep cross, a testing cross, and Patalainen just finds the corner of the net. His first goal in the Premiership in the first minute of the game. Amakachi, a real fighter, beats Fairclough. He's going to have to go alone, draws the goalkeeper, and just hits the side netting. Great run from Daniel Amakachi. Patalainen gets himself in a right pickle. Amakachi in the area, takes a deflection, Brannigan once, Brannigan twice! An amazing double save from the Bolton goalkeeper. First of all, keeping out Daniel Amakachi, and then on the rebound right out. Ball given away to Limpar. He's taking on the whole of the Bolton defence, drawing Brannigan. And that was an excellent run that really did deserve better. An Andy Hinchcliffe corner, that spells danger. Flicked on by Jackson. Oh, wonderful goal from Paul Rideout. Spectacular stuff in the dying minutes. He's toiled and troubled all afternoon, and a far from bread and butter goal. Must go down as one of the goals of the season, especially from an Everton player. That was wonderful.
Yes, it really was a wonderful goal, which earned a point. But doesn't this sound familiar? It was overshadowed, on this occasion, by Barry Horn's sending off, which earned him a 3-match ban. It was a harsh decision, and tough on Horn, whose combative style is never anything more than that. He took time to settle in at Everton after being bought from Southampton. But his image as a model professional, hard but fair, has earned him great recognition at international level as well. Rob McCaffrey went for a stroll with Barry and his 2 children, Alex and Ellie, and settled down for a chat on the banks of the River Dee, appropriately with the hills of North Wales providing the background scenery.
Are you proud Welshman?
Very, very much so, yeah. As Welsh can be.
Is it? I mean, I've known you for years. I didn't even know you were Welsh until you sort of became Welsh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually become Welsh. I've always been Welsh, but I understand what you mean, yeah.
What does that mean to captain your country all over the world? It's incredible, isn't it?
Well, that's possibly the greatest thing that I've achieved in my career, to have done that, especially coming into the game late, and not being the biggest name in the Welsh squad by a long distance. But I've captained them now. I think it's 26 or 27 times, as you say, all over the world, and I think that means more to me than anything else I've done.
Horn's style isn't so much an acquired taste as a vital ingredient. That wasn't instantly recognised at Everton, despite a debut goal against Sheffield Wednesday.
Did you struggle when you first came here?
Well, the team struggled. It's as simple as that. I don't think I struggled any more or any less than anybody else. But I was new and I didn't have the best of times.
When you came, did everyone else come?
Yeah.
Your dad was the first. He brought them all in. once they knew he was there, everybody thought they wanted to be there. And so, but I mean, was it hard winning over the crowd?
Well, it depends how you mean. Was it hard? I mean, it's never easy. But then, you know, you don't try any harder or any less hard just because the crowd like it or don't like it. I mean, that's just another aspect of the game, really.
If any one moment of inspiration endeared him to the fans, it was that goal in that match against Wimbledon when Everton was staring down both barrels of relegation.
It was a great goal in terms of what it meant for Everton. I've always said that. I mean, I've scored goals similar to that, if not better than that, in the past. But without the consequences, if you like. I mean, Graham Stewart scored after me, but I think that was one that turned the game for us. Probably I'll remember for that for a few years to come, yes.
Football's become such a fast and physical game, there's no place for the faint-hearted, particularly in the minefield of midfield. In order to play, you've got to win the ball, and Barry's got few peers on that score. He seems to relish the rough and tumble that goes with the job, but he's more of a Nobby Stiles than a Vinnie Jones. He never shirks a tackle and always plays with infectious enthusiasm.
He leads by example. He's very popular, lots of humour in the dressing room from him. And no, again, Barry's been terrific, and he's won over the fans too, I'm told, because I'm told that they weren't always the biggest of Barry Horn fans, but they now appreciate everything he does for the club.
Doesn't mean much to Ellie, does it, really?
No, I think she's a bit bored now, to be honest with you.
It's that time of year again. Run out of ideas for Christmas presents? Why not pop down to Goodison and Everton's very own Rupert's Castle Superstore? Back on the Cup Winners' Cup trail, and an ironic twist. A tie that will be decided in Rotterdam's De Kuiper Stadium, where Everton won the trophy back in '85. But first it was final at Goodison, led by Ronald Koeman and managed by Arie Haan. Haan was Holland's long-range specialist of the Johan Cruyff era, once scoring in the World Cup from around 40 yards out. Visions of Koeman and his firepower are far more recent. There's also his cynical reputation, and yet he seems such a nice chap.
The goalkeeper is famous. He's playing a lot of years in England, and I think.
Will you try a few shots at him?
No, I know him very well. He's a great goalkeeper, and I try to score tomorrow, but it isn't easy.
Unsworth loves to run forward. They call him the Rhino in the team because once he gets going, there's no stopping him. Very determined player. He wins the ball back. Here's Vinnie Samways. Takes a deflection and again. Great save for Hoy. Anders Limpar. Everything's been channeled to him so far. They're lining up waiting for his cross. Samways with a shot. Oh! Curled just the wrong way for Vinnie Samways. Of course, the first of a two-part series. The return in the final in a couple of weeks. Here's Samways. Good save by De Hoy. He got down very quickly, the Feyenoord goalkeeper then, as Samways sped through the defence in front of him. Everton fans raise their voices. Can Everton raise their performance? A little flick on! Inches away. The final touch appeared to come off the Feyenoord defender. Little flick on at the near post, and Witschke just helped it away from the diving Ablett. There's a chance. Here could be a goal, could be a penalty. The referee says no. Spectacular stuff. Witschke's chance cleared off the line. Oh, beautiful save by Neville Southall. What he had to do to deny Rob Mars then. This was the save by Neville Southall, which keeps Everton in this tie. That was class.
And now for something completely different. We're playing it strictly for laughs on this occasion. And making the introductions, a man whose very name conjures up memories of the Bayern Munich night when Everton conquered the Germans.
Dan Bowman, News at 10, at Goodison Park, in the home dressing room with some fantastic names here, like Mr. Davy Hickson, who's over there.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
Hello. Ex-Liverpool and Everton player who played for the team in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. Peter Johnson, ex-Butcher. We have a lad here from the Liverpool Echo. This one is the editor. This is the editor. As you know, we've got David Johnson over here, Davey. Davey, your life is your money, Dave. There's Davey. Dave will only play for money. That's it. And this is the youngest lad, the youngest youth lad, who's he's been to the Bobby Charlton School of Excellence, Alan Whittle, and he's only been there 2 weeks, and his hair's fallen out already.
Looks as if Howard Kendall's been there too, captaining the opposition on a welcome return to Goodison for a fun night out. Referee Joe Raw's explanation to the chairman about what's expected of an Everton number 9 fell on deaf ears. So there's the lineup, a motley crew, collectively nicknamed the Keystone Cops. Back to the real world, and yet another addition to the casualty list. Earl Barrett was forced to miss the game with Spurs, but it was a welcome return for skipper Dave Watson against the team Everton outplayed in last season's FA Cup semi-final.
Good, solid header. It's been a bright start from Everton. Andrei Kanchelskis back to full fitness, back in the full swing of things. Gets it to his feet again. Great cross, great goal from Graham Stewart. The first man he thanked is Andrei Kanchelskis. You don't get a better cross than that. Beautiful one-touch cross from the Russian international. Ball played back by Sam Ways. Knew exactly where he was going to place it, and the rest was up to Graham Stewart. Everton really buzzing now, stretching the Spurs defence. The flag stays down. Kanchelskis again. Stewart again, not this time. Same combination. Almost brought a second goal, the Kanchelskis-Stewart partnership. Long ball from Wilson. Here's Armstrong. Oh, he's done Neville Southall. Armstrong's first Premiership goal. A pretty neat one. Inchkin flies it in. There's Shorts. How many times this season has he gone close to scoring his first goal for Everton? Still not off the mark, though. Will Fox. Still going. Threatening the shot. Squares it to Dazelle. Great save by Southall. An important touch. Dave Watson pumping the ball forward, putting the pressure on this Tottenham defence. Now Anders Limpar. Great cross to the far post, Stewart again! And a wonderful save from Walker, denies Graham Stewart once more.
In the 4 games I've played up front, I think I scored 3 times, so, you know, I'm quite happy with that. And,
you know, they say we're not scoring goals, so, you know, 3 in 4 games isn't too bad.
Not a bad ratio, is it?
Well, this is it. I mean, but, you know, some people don't look at that.
There's room here. Only 2 forward. Good strike, and it hit the far post. Well played right out. Oh! Neither was able to make the touch. Amakanchi or Stewart. York. It's a better height of ball where he was able to get himself in front of Watson and control it, and then try to turn him. Milosevic! Into the last quarter of an hour. There's Draper. 2 in the middle. Right jaw!
Time now for Royal Blues, where the Everton manager selects his finest Everton team, Joe's Generation Game. In our first edition, he picked Neville Southall in goal, just ahead of Gordon West. But Joe's back 4 has a very nostalgic ring to it.
Right back, Tommy Wright. Probably a lot of people raised their eyebrows. They never realised how good Tommy was. Converted forward, which meant he was comfortable with the ball. Pace to burn, outstanding in the air, and used to get forwards and backwards all day. And realistically, I can't think of a better right back in recent history, never mind just Everton's team.
Graham trying to flick it on, but Wright well back. A very good piece of full-back play by the number 2, Tommy Wright. That's really what it's all about. You're beaten once, but you never give up. You come back and make good any mistake you've made.
My centre-backs would be Brian LeBone and John Hurst as a pair. Very hard on Dave Watson, who would certainly be there on individual ability. But I settled for the other 2 as a pair because they were a good pair. You know, that John was always so tidy with the ball, coming out of defence, reading things that landed behind Brian.
Morrissey flicking it in. Hurst getting in, and it's there! John Hurst!
Brian just won everything that came in his own box. Very steady, very sensible, and you can never look back on Brian LeBone's games and say he dropped a howler, which is a great start for a centre-half. As I say, Dave Watson is certainly on a par with Brian, but as a pair, Brian and John for me.
On the other side?
Ray Wilson, the Undertaker, as he is now. Certainly killed off a few wingers in his time. Lightning quick, comfortable with the ball, great on the far post, and a great smile.
So the dream team is taking shape. Neville Southall in goal, and a back 4 which is balanced and experienced as a unit. Wright, LeBone, Hurst, and the incomparable Ray Wilson, a member of England's World Cup winning team, one of the boys of '66. Now the return leg of the Cup Winners' Cup tie against Feyenoord. Everton's return to Rotterdam, where they won the Cup Winners' Cup in '85, was decided by a disputed goal. Offside? Well, certainly one Feyenoord attacker was, possibly 2. Abiko should have scored, and it looked as if Everton had got away with it until John Ebrell pressed the self-destruct button and Reggie Blinker fired in goal. Feyenoord deserves something from the first half, and the same could be said for Everton after the break. Paul Rideout's trickery, but unable to hit the target. De Huey in goal for Holland in the World Cup, and the tallest keeper in Dutch football made 3 saves similar to this one from Graham Stewart. Well, now the sending off, Ronald Koeman and Craig Short had a verbal altercation shortly beforehand. The blue touch paper had been lit. That was a leg breaker by Koeman. And that was foolish by Short, and it just about summed up Everton's night. It was a genuine hard luck story in Rotterdam. As for the Koeman tackle on Craig Short, it suggests he's not such a nice chap after all. So bring on the champions, and one of the clubs whose exploits in Europe have done so much to undermine the credibility of English football abroad. It's something they both like to correct, but not this season. Against Blackburn, John Ebrell showed his character with a gritty performance, and Graham Stewart took another step towards proving he's no bit part player. It's a complicated jigsaw with more pieces to come.
Limpar looking for Kanchelskis. Everton on the move. Stewart wants the ball rolled back to him. It's come to Graham Stewart. Everton have scored a crucial first goal halfway through the first half.
Well, I said an awful lot of their success will depend on the two wide men. Kanchelskis is threatened. He loves that area when teams push up. And didn't Anders Limpar provide him with a super ball? He's got time to push well up. And it's a great ball dropped over the back of Kenner. He does quite well here. And Everton get a little lucky. But Stewart tucks it in beautifully. Cross the goalkeeper into the far corner. But this is the move that's been threatening. The diagonal ball to Kanchelskis' pace. And they get a little bit of luck when they need it. And Graham Stewart tucks it in really nicely.
That's Parkinson's header. And the ball his against Shaw. Kanchelskis, Graham Stewart. Beaten away by Flowers, right out, trying to force in the rebound off the goalkeeper. O'Heenan has stayed down. Right out, there was a slip by Pearce and Flowers called upon again. Ian Pearce tried to get to Paul right out but lost his footing. Alan Wilkie knocking the wall back. Abbott leaves it. Limpar takes it and Shearer characteristically got into the line of it, but here's Parkinson. Short ball. Limpar, Stewart. Jackson also denied. Blackburn were hanging on then. How invaluable a second goal would be for Everton here. Oh, but for Flowers, they would have got it. Chase for Amakachi. To the ball was a problem for Hendry. Initially, I think he was hoping it would bounce up so he could head it back. Limpar. It's opened up for him. And over. And Everton have cause to remember the 5th of November because the winless run is over to the relief of Joe Royle.
I think we just needed to get a little, maybe 10-15% out of each player that was out there. And I think we're starting to do that a bit more, the past 3 or 4 games. It's starting to come back, and as I say, hopefully we can build on this today.
All right. Well, listen, John, you've been named the Carling Man of the Match. Dave, perhaps you present the champagne to him. Well played today. Well done.
Well, I wonder if the champagne's on ice ready for the festive season. This is Everton saying Merry Christmas to you and see you next time.